So would you mind introducing yourself and just give us a brief overview of what you were talking about today?
Yeah, so Caroline Currid is my name, and I'm a performance psychologist. And so what I was talking about today was the fundamentals of a high-performing team. Within business organisations, sport organisations. I do a huge amount of research and work within the world of performance psychology, and one of the questions I'm always asked is, are there common fundamentals within these teams? And so there are, and there's 6, and so I presented today on the 6 of them.
So give us a little flavour of those.
Yeah, so purpose was was the first one. So in order to really bed in an unbreakable foundation, it's all about understanding the purpose. So the values within your team, within your organisation, understanding the story. Like every team has a unique story, and every person within the team has a unique story. So understanding and getting to know your team and understanding the purpose within that team. The definition I use to, and I think it's brilliant in relation to purpose, is how do you use your strengths to impact others? Because it builds huge resilience if you understand your purpose. So purpose process, how do you do it? So you understand why you do what you do with your purpose, and then how do you do it? So what process are you putting in place? Black and white clarity gives you that logical clarity in your game plan. And then how you're measuring it with your KPIs and, you know, the real meaningful KPIs and around your behaviours within the organisation. You have your standards. How high is your standards in relation to your fundamentals? And then honest communication is really important. And then galvanising your team together as a unit.
So like, you've worked across so many teams now as well, and your work really is celebrated. But what have you learned yourself about resilience and personal mental well-being from your work over the years? Yeah,
so it's so important. So high performance is different for everybody, and I think what's really important, and I've learned this, is to define what it is for you. So it looks different for everybody, and I think we compare ourselves a lot to other people, and we shouldn't do that, because we're not the same as anybody. And if we understand who we are and have that self-awareness, we need to define what high performance looks like for ourselves. And I think for me, I have to define it what it looks like for me. I'm a mum. I'm a performance psychologist. I'm big into fitness as well. So it's about understanding, well, what are my priorities around that? And so first and foremost is my kids and my family, and then comes my career. And then after that, you know, if I don't get high performing in the other areas, that's okay. I can sacrifice that, but I prioritise what's really important, and that's key.
So then for a normal kind of everyday average Joe, how can they implement those kind of ideas, those standards for high performance personalities in their everyday? Can you do like journaling or mindfulness? What would you recommend?
Journaling is really important because it gives, again, huge clarity, but it also brings that logical piece of your brain into action. So it gets you focused, and that's really important because we can drift. We have thousands of thoughts going through our heads a day, and so it causes us to drift, whereas if you focus in, journaling will allow us to do that. Mindfulness and meditation, look at the research that's out there on it. It's incredible. It's no longer, I think, you know, one of these kind of fluffy philosophy things. There's hard objective data on it that shows us if we use mindfulness every day or meditation, it will change our brain structures and help us to go after what it is we want to go after.
And one thing you mentioned in your talk as well is the aspect of reward. So when you are chasing a high performance lifestyle, or you have higher goals, reward's really important. So do you want to tell us more about that?
This is really important, and I think an awful lot of people who go after high performance, they keep moving forward. They never stop to actually look at what they have achieved, and they don't value themselves, you know, and they reward themselves after what they've achieved. So even down to the smallest things of taking a day off, going out and buying yourself something nice, or rewarding yourself with spending time with maybe people you want to spend time with. That is key, because that's what keeps our self-worth high. It keeps us valuing ourselves, and it's so important.
And then finally, when you have high kind of pressure situations, like again, you've worked with very elite sports teams, how do you maintain focus and that sense of keeping yourself strong in those high pressure situations?
Me, myself, or the teams?
What would your advice be for people to do that?
This is where the value piece comes really, really important. If you understand your values and you understand why you're doing what you're doing and the purpose around what you do, you can sustain high pressure. Because when pressure comes on, and you know, we get very stressed, we'll always ask the question, why are we doing this? Why are we putting ourselves through that? And so if you've great clarity on why you do what you do, that will always enable you to sustain high stress, high pressure within the environment that you are. And I always fall back on that for myself, is because I have a very clear purpose as to what I do and why I do it. And that really allows me to have huge resilience in relation to what I do.